With us this morning. Bella, am I allowed to share that when it came on a moment ago, you did a bit of that? You looked away. Why are you looking away?
I've seen it so many times, and it's like me being emotional. We're all just here watching me like cry. It's a bit awkward, isn't it?
It's a bit much.
Yeah.
Do you want to give people just a sense of what the movie is? We've given a basic explanation.
It's just like a really joyful celebration of being a young person, really, and like experiencing, like all of your first time things. But these kids have been, through the traumatic experience of like experiencing cancer, and they go to this camp and just like have a wonderful time. And it's like very funny. It's like, I always say it's like a comedy about kids with cancer, which shouldn't work and like shouldn't be a thing, but like is, and it's like just like really joyful and wonderful.
And I'm assuming for you, Bella, that a big learning curve for you.
Yeah.
About learning about what it's like, what that experience is like.
Yeah, exactly. I had really no experience of it, and through talking with George, and the script was like, it was all kind of there in the script. So the research process was pretty pretty calm and like kind of pre-done for us almost by the wonderful George Jaques. Who's over there?
Yeah.
Sounds like you're being queued up.
I know, look at that. I feel like, set up
Where did the
there.
idea come from?
So my mum was diagnosed with cancer when I was 15, and then I sort of have been writing and stuff for a long time, but I always wanted to tell the cancer story, but do it in a really different way, sort of make a comedy about cancer, which is kind of a hard thing to do. And then I was sort of wanting to bring back those 90s and 80s ensemble films, like The Breakfast Club, that we don't get to make anymore, especially in the UK. And then it was my editor, Caitlin Spiller, who was like, oh, you know, I used to go to one of these summer camps for kids affected by cancer. And I was like, oh my God, that's where I'm going to put the movie. And said it. And then I started working with Teenage Cancer Trust and became an ambassador there. And when you go onto their sort of units and stuff, you realise that cancer's the least interesting thing about these young people. They'll tell you about their first snog, they'll tell you about when they snuck someone into a wharf, they'll tell you all these different things. And we were just like, well, where's that movie?
Which is a good time to bring in you guys, Phil and Olivia, because you are living that sort of cancer journey, have lived that as part of your life. And when you knew that this was happening, there must have been a sense of you thinking, yeah, great to get involved, but I want to make sure it's authentic. And so how was it to be involved, and does it reflect the way the last few years have been for you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, we saw the script that George sent us, the scenes, and it was very much, we could relate to it in terms of, we've lived that life of having cancer. And it was funny because we were in a scene where we were almost hurling abuse at these cancer or ex-cancer patients. And so it was quite weird for us to actually...
You'd best explain that a little better, because there's a scene where the kids who are recovering from cancer go out into the locality, and you guys are a group of other kids who don't have cancer, who have a row with them, basically.
Exactly. So we're kind of hurling abuse at these group of kids, and we kind of... It was weird. It was really weird for us. I mean, because we've been through that. Luckily, I didn't have any abuse hurled at me. But,
I have to ask that question. I mean, I suppose that taps into something about people's attitude to people with cancer. Did you experience any, difficulty? People not knowing maybe how to react?
Oh, for sure. I mean, people not knowing how to react, definitely. It's such a taboo thing to talk about, but I actually quite enjoyed being on the other side of it, playing the person, like hurling the jokes, insults, because for me personally, like, humour's such a huge coping mechanism. I think it gives you a bit of control back over your own narrative and the circumstances that you're in. And so I genuinely found the insults quite funny when I read the script, and I was like, this is great.
Are you OK sharing your story? Because
of course.
Curious as to what's happened to you.
Yeah, so I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer when I was 19, and I'm 21 now, still in treatment, but got a PET scan in October, so fingers crossed it's looking OK. So it's been a crazy journey, but I'm just so glad when I saw the casting call for this, to finally be able to like cash in on that cancer and have a bit of a silver lining with it all.
Bella, how did you get involved in this? Because it's a relatively small production, and we know you from Game of Thrones, massive. Last of Us, absolutely massive. This is different.
This honestly being like a low-budget, independent British film that was going to be shot in Glasgow for 7 weeks was like most of the reason I wanted to do it, because it seemed like it was going to be so much fun. And I just got an email from my agent with the information and thought, like, I don't know how this is going to be. It's like, this is going to be cringe and like bad. And it was like brilliant. The the script, really blew me away. I loved how funny and how natural and how it had this emotional core. I was really, really excited to do it.
We are obviously delighted that 3 members of the cast are here. This is good. You've got some very big names.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, no offence, you understand that, Bella, but there are some big names involved. Do you want to just rattle through the list?
Yeah, so we have the wonderful James Norton, who's playing Bella's dad in the film, and we have Jessica Gunning from Baby Reindeer, and we have Neil Patrick Harris from How I Met Your Mother, and Count Olaf for me. James Blunt's in the film. Shalom Broom Franklin.
James Blunt playing himself.
James Blunt plays himself in a cameo, which I never thought I would do, but yeah, he comes on and sings You're Beautiful and smashes it, and improvises and does a whole lot of lines.
He's got a career as an actor.
You're only 26, and your powers of persuasion must be absolutely extraordinary.
I'm really, really good at begging people to do jobs. I think that's it, as you guys all know. No, I think because we wanted to make something that was different and special and sort of like flip things on the head, when people sort of bought into that, it was then sort of like, then Neil was suddenly in Glasgow for not much money and was like, yeah, I'm going to get involved. And that was so special, and I feel so lucky it was sort of like because of something I wrote.
I'm curious about what you just said. Bella, you nodded about James Blunt improvising
Yeah.
on the set. What went on?
He just did little jokes and said a line about next to the cruise ships. He's an actor at heart. He needs to do that.
He was so amazing. He was just sort of like, we sort of were trying to get him to come, was amazing. And then we convinced him to join us, and we just paid for an EasyJet flight. He did it for free. And then on set, he just started making up all these extra little moments and sort of tried to make himself a lead role, I think.
That's good. Big yeah. Some might say.
For you guys, did it tap into very difficult areas? Because, this is lovely. It's a comedy, and obviously you have a great camaraderie. But one of the things it throws up is how hard it is for families, amongst other things. For in the film, Bella's family. Is that something that you must have gone through those things?
Yeah, I think when I went through cancer, I had it about 10 years ago. So it almost
old were
feels
you then?
15. So
15 years old.
It almost feels like a different life in a way. But I kind of was, like George was saying, I was kind of in that stage of my life where I was just trying to fit in, and I was trying to be a normal teenager. But the people around me, I think, were definitely affected the most, like my family. And it wasn't until after I got through it that I kind of realised that. And so, yeah, there's parts of it that definitely hit home in a way. But, I mean, thankfully, I'm through that now, very much so, and I plan on leaving it in the past. But yeah, I think so, in some little bits, but it was just amazing to be a part of.
And
really.
were these camps something that were offered to you?
They were. Well,
Did you go
a
on
sailing trip, actually, instead.
Similar principle.
Similar principle, but like Bella's character Ivy, I was like, oh, I don't know about this one. And it's not something that I jumped at, the opportunity. However, I have since then met a lot of other kids with cancer, my age people, which has been great because there's no one you can bond with quite like it. And we've got great jokes that we just love to laugh about. So yeah, it's something now I would maybe consider for sure, because I think it just builds such strong friendships instantly. You've got a bond that will always keep you connected.
I wonder when you make a film like that, whether you're hoping that people will go and watch it who've had no experience with cancer, don't know people with cancer, and just might take a message from it. I just wonder, Liv, if you're thinking, what would you like people to take from this film?
For me, when I watched it the second time, the first time I related most to your character, and the second time I actually related most to Jake. He's got a lot of anxiety, and I think because it's not in a hospital, because it's outside in a socially comfortable space with friends, I think a lot of people think you clock off from cancer. You go to your appointment and then you leave and it's done, but it's a presence that's constantly there. It's constant worry, it's constantly derailing my plans, and it's just a constant presence. I'll be with friends or family and then I'll just retreat inwards a bit mentally and just start worrying about things. So I think that was lovely to see, and I want my friends and family to kind of be aware of that sometimes I'll be sat present with you, but there's so much going on in my head, and it's not something that when you get the all clear that will just leave you. I think it's something, every scan is just such a emotional trigger. But then equally the comedy as well, you've got to be, I saw these people on TikTok who revealed their scan results like a gender reveal. They did a twist on it, and I thought that was brilliant. They had like blue and pink for stable or growth. And I think for me, that's how I like to deal with it as well. And so that's what I loved about the film, is that it's so funny, and it's a great way to cope with these huge kind of life-changing realities.
Well, thank you all for getting up early for us this morning, because I know you had a screening last night.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming. Good to see you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us, yeah.
Sunny Dancer is out now.